Monday, August 4th. I gave myself the worst haircut in the world. So if you're watching the video, kudos to you. You can make fun of me. You can, just kind of yell at me. We got a lot to go over because it is a huge earnings week. We'll give you a strategy. We dipped on Friday. Did you buy? We will talk about the alpha pick on Friday. We will talk about a top second half 2025 stocks. I will give you the name. It is up 78% this morning. You did not mishear that. It is up 78% this morning. I will show you where Steve Kress picked it just about a month ago. Again, it's up 78%. We'll talk about that. We will talk about Tesla. We will talk about Catalyst Watch, a fire tip, and we'll go over earnings because it's a huge earnings week. Now, first I got a Facebook memory this weekend, okay? And I'm going to stop the sound from playing on this, but I'll play this for you. This was 8 years ago. I entered a contest. I was on Instagram, and this guy, Matt, said, hey, he does mystery trips. And basically, he was a flight attendant, and he did a mystery trip and said, hey, you want to come to my favorite part of the world? He did a bunch of videos with the Yes Theory guys. He got me a buddy pass. I did not know this. It was funny. He was in Southwest, and he said, yeah, I'll fly you up here. So I got a buddy pass. I flew to Orlando and then to Rhode Island. It was like 7 different hops on Southwest because he worked for Southwest. And I got to his parents' house at 11 o'clock at night. I didn't know him. I had talked to him one time before. And I was closer to his parents' age than his age. So at 11 o'clock, I had to, meet his parents. Then at 4 a.m., we got up. It was a 1-bedroom kind of beach cottage thing. And so I had to climb over his parents in the morning to take my morning constitution. Long ass day. I lost my GoPro. I had way too much sugar. Wound up showing up to a jam-packed bar where the entire crowd started chanting my name. We almost died on a highway taking the thumbnail. And now Matt wound up getting on the news in Rhode Island for being like a local celebrity for like the next week. And I was known as Gary from Atlanta. Go and watch the video. I'll put it in the newsletter for you. So now we'll talk about stock. And yeah, I started eating everything before he could film me. So I was eating like a fiend. And it was so, I think his entire family to this day still says, oh my God, it's so fucking good. Because that's what it is. Now, you want a strategy that's long-term focused? I mean, you say you don't want to trade, you just want something. Here you go, back-tested. It does really well. Just realize, we've been in a 25-year bull market with a few catastrophic pullbacks, but the market has recovered. So while I say it's a good time to buy, I'm also the guy that sat in 10 years of dead money with Microsoft. Now, this is the strategy. Okay, buy when the S&P is at the 200-day. I have another strategy, the 4-hour algorithm. And the 4-hour algorithm got you out just on Friday of QQQ. Now, did it get you out of VOO? Let's go and look. Let's look because you should be scanning your charts. Yes, it got you out. So I am a guy who sat again. I look to the 4-hour algorithm for when to buy. If you're going to buy a single company, ensure they have good management because remember, I brought up last week, Steve Ballmer was the CEO of Microsoft. I sat in there while Steve Ballmer was the CEO. Horrible management. Okay, if you're going to buy the indexes, buy over the 10. I would have been better off just buying the indexes over that 10 years and then after 10 years buying Microsoft. But I didn't know. You don't time things. You can't. So you literally just buy. And I said the alpha pick, we had a new alpha pick on Friday. Okay, alpha pick's portfolio beats the S&P. So this is a portfolio that you can get 2 data-driven stocks a month, one on the 1st, one on the 15th. The pick on Friday was not a good one to scalp. Why? I gave you the rules. The first rule was it had to be a small cap stock. The market cap on it was $8 billion. Now, there were some people who couldn't get to the website and blah, blah, blah. That's your own issue. There were plenty of other people who got to it, were able to look at it. I bought my allocation. That's it. That's it. And so this S&P strategy on TrendSpider, you can get it. Alpha Picks, you can get it. And this is from Seeking Alpha Premium. It was an interesting analysis of the S&P. Maybe they did just ring the bell at the top. Because remember, when you look at these, there is what I call a button hook effect. And it happens at every top. No matter what chart you look at, there's always a half circle, and I call it a button hook. Okay, you can see it on the weekly chart. You can see it on the daily chart. You can see it on the 4-hour. We're in one of those button hooks, and it's going down. And so I said, this article, kind of the headline hit me, that maybe they did just ring the bell at the top. So full disclosure, I think this guy was selling his group more than he was giving you information. But he made some really great points about being cautious, and he gave you some strategies about options. Now, what I really found interesting was when you go down to the comment section. Go and read the comments. I don't even think you need to be a subscriber to read the comments, but these are great. These are also people who are like you, who are investing, who have ideas. Again, you can do something like that. Now, what am I doing in this market? No matter what somebody says they are doing, following somebody is not a good strategy unless it's back tested. I think I have some cojones here. So what did I do on Friday? I haven't bought a single stock because I think that they're expensive. I didn't even buy Hood under $100 because I just didn't trust it. Okay. I want to wait for the 4-hour algorithm on Hood. And so far, it got me out on Friday. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy when it gets me out. I want to buy when it gets me in. So next time, even if it's over 100, I'm going to buy it. Right now in pre-market, you're at 101. I may be making a mistake, but what did I do on Friday? I bought a nice 5-figure position in QQQ, even though the 4-hour algorithm got you out. Why? Because we're in a buy the dip market, and I want to start adding to my positions in these. VOO, I bought more. Even though the 4-hour algorithm told me to get out, it was a 2% down day. I bought more. I broke my rule of buying on Friday. Why do I like to do this? Well, one of the reasons is because some of the high-flying stocks that I do own, like NVIDIA, like, PAN-W, I can trim these and I can add to the indexes. And then I can start buying when we get into another, what I feel is a bullish cycle. I'm being cautious. As for me buying over the indexes, I went over this last week. Had you bought, okay, let's just look at QQQ. Had you bought at the height right here, November 2021, you would have endured the next 10 months of a 37, close to 40% downturn. Wouldn't have felt good. But the key point was, even if you bought here, okay, at one of the bottom candles, you're up 50% since then. You're up 50% since then. Okay, had you bought at the bottom, let's just move this down to the bottom here. You're up 120%. So you want to buy during these times. So if we go into a seasonally weak period, which Ryan has told us post-election years tend to peak right about now and bottom in late October. This doesn't mean it's going to happen, but seasonal turbulence would be perfectly normal. So that's why I did it. I didn't do any other reason other than I think we're in a seasonally weak period. I'm going to start adding to my positions as we start to pull back. Will I do it today? If today's an update, I'm not adding to my positions. So what positions do you want? Well, here's the winners of the S&P over July. Generac. Never would have guessed that Generac would have been the leading one. GE Vernova. 30%. I'm watching that one. Invesco, we went over that one. AMD, never would have guessed. Don't own it. SMCI, it's on my watch list. Never would have guessed. Arista Networks, never would have guessed. It's on my watch list. Western Digital, it's on my watch list. The only one that's in the bottom part that's on my watch list is Molina Health. And that's because it's been a high flyer. And I think it's got opportunity. Do I like United Health? No, I think United Health has some kind of, the target on it. I just don't like it. But you can see Molina Health has taken off down with other healthcare, and it's trading down there. Would I buy it right now? No, I want to see when the actual trend changes. So again, the top ones like GE Vernova, like SMCI, like Arista, and others that I had in my watch list, I should have just shut up and bought in June. Should have. Now let's talk about this. This is Kathy Woods. She's out there, and you see a lot of this kind of stuff. Let's talk about understanding the kind of talk and the realm of history of this, okay? She says that autonomous taxi network is going to add $8 to $10 trillion in terms of revenue generation over the next 5 to 10 years, okay? So Elon is going to grab at that, okay? And Elon has done great things. So we can take a look at the valuation of Tesla, and it's one of those things that has gotten me out of Tesla in the past. It's trading at 180 times forward earnings, even with its growth, which is not great because it's a car company right now. Their revenue growth is losing 2.73%. Do I want to hold something like that? You're paying for the future. You're literally paying for the future. But in the past, it's been a good idea to stay patient because Elon always overpromises and is always late on delivery. It's not a knock against him. This is a great company he's built. So how do I play this one? Well, for me, it is the 4-hour algorithm. It got you out back here at about 328. Hasn't gotten you back in. And today we're up 2.53% at 310. And you can see how it's using that 300 as support. Do I want to get back in? I will get back in when the 4-hour algorithm tells me. Why? The 4-hour algorithm back test. We talked about it. You want back testing. It makes you 75% over the last 24 months, 25 positions. You win 40% of the time, you lose 60% of the time, but your average win is 14.93% volatility. Now, if buying and holding is so great, how do I buy and hold it? I buy and hold it in XLY, and it just got you out. Wait for the 4-hour algorithm to get you back into this one. You want to know why? XLY, it outperforms buy and hold. But wait for a trigger to get back in. Last thing you want to do is say, ooh, this one just got me out for a loss, and I see a gap down here to 203. I'm going to get in for the long term at 216. You can see these are notes from the past. There's still more room for XLY. I posted that down here. You can see the golden cross when that took. I still will be holding plenty of XLY, but want to increase my exposure to tech instead of the consumer right now. And that was my note. So make sure you're putting notes on stuff. And if you didn't buy, again, Seeking Alpha Premium, you can get $30 off and a free 7-day trial. Why would I say you want a free 7-day trial? Well, there's a list of 10 stocks that Steve Kress has put in. Okay? For the second half. One of them, COMM. It's up 77.28% in pre-market. Okay, we can look at the last month. It's down 4% as of, that. Again, if you bought this on June 15th, let's look at the price on June 15th. Because June 15th, let's look back 6 months. June 15th, the stock was trading at, let's see. It was $5.69. Today in pre-market, you're at $13.81. That was when Steve Crest announced the list. Could you buy this one now? Well, it's a strong buy in the quant. It's got green letters all over the place. What does Wall Street think that it's worth? They think it's worth $5.58. Would I buy this one today? Probably not. Probably not. But their earnings, phenomenal. We can see CommScope share after Amphorol announced a definitive agreement to acquire CommScope's connectivity and cable solutions business for $10 billion. It's expected to close in the first half of 2026. You're probably limited on this, but it's still worth seeking out a premium because you got 9 other stocks and you can get a free 7-day trial. Now, one of this year's top 2025 stocks that was announced in January is PayPal. Okay, this is the worst performer of the 10. I think there's 2 that were negative. This is one of them. This article argues it should be a strong buy now, which, by the way, in the quant it is. So take what you've learned from me, do your analysis on PayPal, and say, is this one? By the way, it's a hold in the quant. It's a buy from Wall Street and a buy from Seeking Alpha analysts. Wall Street thinks that it's worth $83, which is 25% upside. But take what you've learned from me and go and look to see if you want to buy this, because maybe this one is going to outperform in the second half, thinking that it's a big opportunity. I sold this one. Full disclosure. I just don't like PayPal. I love Venmo. I'm old. But when I look at their growth, they're only growing at 4% revenue growth, and yet they're trading at a premium to every other financial stock in that category. I thought it was the chart was horrible. I didn't like the chart. I want to see this one break some type of downward trend. And that's where I'll get in. I've seen it trade sideways. It hasn't gone back up. The trend is not your friend right now. I started looking at TOST instead, which, by the way, if you just go and look at PayPal and you go to this ranked in industry, okay, first one is Sezzle. This one year to date, fantastic. Number 4 is TOST. That's where I found TOST, and that and Josh Allen. So when you're talking about the world ending and seasonal weakness, what's one you can look at? Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.B. This one has pulled back quite a bit. And by the way, this is Yahoo Finance. I listen to this. I like the thought. It may be a perfect stock. It has pulled back since Warren Buffett gave his resignation that he's pulling out in January. You got a nice gap up here between 538 and 521, which was an earnings one. It has lagged. Now, if this is a stock that you want to own, how would I go and approach it? I would approach it buying it on its way down. Why? Because when you look at this weekly pattern, this weekly chart, you're right at the 50-day, okay? If you get to that 200 at 373, long term, this has been a proven winner. It is one of those like VOO, like QQQ that you can put in your portfolio and just chalk up to, okay, 5, 10, 15 years, I'll be okay. We can go and look at it from a standpoint, BRK.B, and it's a hold in the quant. So I think it just changed from a strong buy to a hold. Yeah, it was back here at 478. Why? We'll go and take a look at the letter grades. Okay, did it change from a valuation standpoint? Well, it was a B. Now it's a C. Growth, C. We can go and look at the growth. And if you don't know what these things are, again, revenue growth, it's not doing well. And if you don't know what all that stuff is, go to Analyze with AI and you can just have them do it for you. It's like having an analyst in your pocket. But Berkshire, watch this video. I think it's a good buy. I don't think it's a horrible buy. I don't think this one's going to run away and double in the next year. But if you're going into a downturn, Berkshire in downturns has performed really well. So if you're bearish, might be an opportunity to start getting into that one. What's the best AI play? Okay, they asked Seeking Alpha analysts, what's the best stock AI play right now? And they gave you a bunch. Readers picked NVIDIA. They picked NVIDIA as the top buy. Well, is NVIDIA your top buy? Because this one has a $4.24 trillion market cap. It's the largest company in the world. The quant has it as a hold. It's been a hold forever, and it's based on valuation. But the valuation is cheaper than it's ever been, and that's why Wall Street is saying, hey, our average price target, 182, which is 5% upside. Now, they have earnings coming up. This one, probably not going to double in the next year. You're not going from 4 trillion to 8 trillion. I thought it was crazy to buy it at 3.9 trillion. But that was a pretty good buy here in the 160s. Now you're at 175. So the point is, you're going to have to take risks. You have to know exactly what you hold. And if you don't, go and buy the Qs, go and buy VOO, go and buy Berkshire, go and buy ARK, go and buy some of those ETFs that you like. Now the Catalyst Watch is the best part of Seeking Alpha Premium. I told everybody, I got a bunch of messages on Friday. How do I find it? Just go to the homepage on Friday. If you just go home here, and it'll be right there, Catalyst Watch. It'll be up in the top under AM Need to Know. On Friday, on Saturday, it will be up there all weekend. But this sets up your week. And I read it. My week is set up. I know exactly what's going on. I know the Treasury Department will make a buyback announcement at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. I know Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook and Boston Fed President Susan Collins will talk at a panel. I know that earnings are coming up that will drive a crazy volatility. And this was a great, I want to, before we go into the earnings and into specific stocks that are reporting this week and can actually fly, I want to point out this. This is a fire tip. These are 8 takeaways from this discussion. Okay, the first one, build peace of mind fund. Kind of, it is what it is. Number 2, you cannot save your way to retirement with the way of cost of living is going. Kind of believe that. Understand she's a UK financial, influencer. This one, 75% of the people in the UK aren't investing. You should be invested. You're listening to the podcast. This one was the most amazing. Okay. Number 4, dead people outperformed living when it came to investment returns. Fidelity discovered that the best investors were people who had forgotten about their accounts or had died. So in this market, again, why did I buy QQQ? Not because I ever have plans on selling this in the next year. Not because in the next 2 years, I have plans on selling that buy. In the next 2-3 years, I will probably sell some that I bought here in 2022, some that I bought here in 2023, some that I bought here in 2024. This one is a long-term buy and hold. Again, make sure you know your temperament. If you're buying things that you feel uncomfortable holding, buy things that you should feel comfortable holding. Nobody's ever going to guarantee you that we will go up forever. You take a look at a monthly chart of QQQ, and boy, if you bought here in 2000, where did you have to wait till to get back to even? 2014. Nobody's ever going to tell you that this is coming. Nobody's going to ring a bell and say it. But again, if your long-term outlook is there, then even if you bought here and it took you 25 years, you're still up 482%. Did it feel good? No, but hopefully you bought more when it was down here. That's why you need a source of continued income to invest until you get to retirement, and then you start spending and you start taking the money out. You can still, invest in different things in retirement, But again, that was the most shocking. For the other kind of four things, you'll just have to look at it. Now, earnings this week. Here's a great article from Seeking Alpha. They go over Palantir. They go over AMD. They go over Pfizer. They go over Disney. They go over Shopify. They go over Gilead. They go over Canopy Growth. They have a bunch of things in there. I'm going to give you some previews of ones that I'm looking at. Palantir. What could go wrong? Again, Palantir. What could go wrong? Jim's bullish. Palantir pushing up nicely right through 150 like a knife through butter. Next stop 200. Obviously Robinhood roaring too. What could go wrong? We talked about the great bottom of what was it? Meta. What could go wrong? Again, this one is going into earnings with amazing trajectory, with a phenomenally high valuation. Nobody will tell you this is cheap. It's trading at 265 times forward earnings. Its growth, 33%. NVIDIA is cheaper, significantly cheaper. But the market cap, this one is only 364 billion. I think this one easily gets to 1 trillion in market cap. So could you buy this and hold this? Probably. Do you want to? I don't feel comfortable doing it. That's a me thing. But I have been wrong on this one many times before. I want this one at 80. It's currently trading at, let's see, it is up 2%, 157. And Jim thinks it's going to 200. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So again, when you hold things like this and you ask, hey, I want to sell this. I don't feel comfortable. Go ahead and do it. But you've been better off buying and holding. If you put up with the volatility, you've been better off buying and holding. 4-hour algorithm makes you 375% over the last 24 months. Buying and holding makes you 835. It got you in here at 139. I didn't buy. Even though this is back tested and it's trusted, still didn't buy. Now, a HIMS preview that Shai just posted. This is a great thing. Again, I like Shai's take on this. HIMS, what's getting lost in the noise is the business underneath. While all eyes are on GLP-1s and semaglutide drama, the core of what HIMS is building isn't about one drug. It's a full stack digital healthcare platform. Now, I think this is 100% a short squeeze. And you're up at, let's see, you are up 2% at 64. Now you have clearly seen resistance at the 64 level. Once here in February, then here in May, then here in June before you pulled back, now here in August. And it's extended and it's expensive. But again, if you're in this for the long term, then you're fine. If they report a beat and raise, understand this will double. I mean, it will go. There is 30% short interest. And the last time they reported, look at the last time they reported. We'll go back to the 4-hour. Look at the last time they reported, okay? It was at $42. Where did you get up to? You got up to this $64 and then you pulled back. So if this one's going to react a similar way, because again, that was just 8 days, 56%. If we say, okay, this one's going to go 56% from here, let's see where 56% is. It puts you up at $97. Again, if a short squeeze happens, that's possible. But I don't think that the valuation pushes you up that high. It's 85% revenue growth year over year. It's huge. They have high expectations at 62. When you run up like that into this earnings from 55, the 4-hour algorithm got you in at 55, you're going to have to put up. Now, there are other ones that report today. specifically one of my favorites, Melly. I don't own this one. I want to own it. Melly and Axon should have huge volatility, specifically because they're growth companies. Now, Melly, if this one pulls back to the 2000 realm, I am in. I've talked about this one before on this weekly, how this had this one. It's broken this trend. Okay, we're now on this trend at the bottom of that trend. If you look at how many points this touches, that's a pretty good trend line right there. Now, if we break it down to 2000, I'll start buying. Axon is another one. This is the body camera footage one. This one, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 219% versus buy and hold at 313. It is an expensive company. Axon is expensive. If we go and look at this one, it's a hold in the quant. Wall Street thinks that this is worth $781. That's 5% upside. 5% upside. Its valuation crazy. It's trading at 121 times earnings, but they're growing their revenue at 32% year over year. The growth is phenomenal. But you got this nice little gap down here from the last earnings where you were trading at 609 and you've run up. So I don't feel comfortable in that one. But again, expect volatility. From the core portfolio, Simon Property Group reports. This one, while it ran up here in February and March up to 188, it's trading at 160. 160. And you saw the earnings pop up there and pull back. You still have a gap up to 170. Is this one you want to buy for 170? I don't know. Simon Property Group, I have owned it in the past. I don't own it currently. The reason why it's in the core portfolio is because of the yield at 5.23%, but the quant says sell. The reason? Revisions. Everybody's bringing their estimates down. And if you want to read why it's performing badly, characteristics, Simon Property Group has negative earnings per share revisions and declining growth when compared to other real estate stocks. So you want to do your research. Tomorrow morning on Earnings Hub, let's go back to Earnings Hub. You've got Caterpillar, you've got Lemonade, which should provide a huge amount of volatility. You've got Shift 4 payments. Remember, this is the CEO that was booted out of running for the head of NASA. Look for volatility around those. Tomorrow afternoon, you've got Uber and Shopify on Wednesday morning, and Disney, McDonald's, and huge retail favorite Oscar. Expect Oscar to have huge volatility. Again, set up your plan with the Catalyst Watch email. This one is going to have huge volatility. Look at how it performed on their last earnings. Okay, you're right around where it was last earnings. It popped up 35%. And you're right there right now. In fact, you've even got a lower MACD. You've got a lower RSI. It's more hated. Could this one pop? Go to Earnings Hub. Look at the stocks that you own. You've got IONQ. You've got AppLovin. You got Airbnb. You've got AMD. Tomorrow, SMCI, Arista Networks. You've got A-Lab, Upstart, Toast, which I'm hoping for a pullback, Snapchat. Okay, every time that Snapchat has reported, when Facebook and Google have reported huge ad revenues, Snapchat has seen a pullback. Now it's trading at $9. I think it's a $10 stock. Do we see this one start to push up towards the top of this range at $18 again? Maybe. It's just an expensive stock, and they don't keep my attention. They just don't. Short interest, 7.47%. This one could pop. Then you have the big one, okay? The big retail one, which is Open Door. Open Door reports, I think it's tomorrow afternoon. It reports on August 5th. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. This is huge. Expect any guidance from them, okay, as to positive cash flow, positive earnings, positive things. Expect this one to squeeze up. 20% short interest. Okay. In pre-market, you're up 11%. Now, I personally, and Futorum agrees with this week's earnings will be wild. I personally think Palantir, AMD, and HIMS will beat and raise. How the market reacts, I don't know. They're all trading super, super hot into these earnings. And one thing, okay, well, here, HIMS. Every time they try to bury it, earnings this week, new highs on deck. Again, every time they report, this one pushes it up. So it's been a great, great player. Now, one thing. This is my quant. This is Hamid. He's the founder of Savvy Trader and Earnings Hub. He's got a great portfolio. He is releasing a new buy. This is his portfolio on Savvy Trader. It is free to follow. And this is what I want to show you. He's got 9 names in this portfolio. 9. This is his personal portfolio. He's only got 9 names. He created Savvy Trader and Earnings Hub, and he's got a killer portfolio. Okay? Rocket Labs up 598% since he bought it. Hood up 763%. Meta up 234%. Bumble up 44%, which was a recent buy. We can look at this one. That was March he bought Bumble. Okay? Rivian. He's down 6% on Rivian. When did he buy this one? I think he bought it, September of last year. Okay? Google, he's up 20% on. He hates the CEO of Google, but he just bought this in May. It was too cheap. SMCI, he just bought this one, I think. Yeah, May. And then Bitcoin, he's been a forever holder of Bitcoin, I think. So, but he's going to announce a new buy. He's done his full research. So again, I think if you want a great portfolio of growth names to watch, it's a good one. So again, take a look at his portfolio. Take a look at it. Now, for me, here's a bonus for you listening into 37 minutes of this. This is investing.com. Okay? You want to see some crazy, crazy gains? Let's explore these. Let's see. Up big. Let's see. Up big today. No, let's explore the screen that I did. Let's see. Bullish stocks. High beta bulls. I think it might have been this one. No. Yeah. There's a year-to-date one. I was looking at year-to-date, but this is a good screener. So if you want to look at stuff and day change, you can pull this one up. This one, AURM, is up 299% today. It's a healthcare stock. Just, 124 million. I'd probably feel better this Performant PHLT. And this is what I was doing this morning. I need to pay for a vacation that I want to take. And so I was looking for some stocks that are moving and some stocks in the pre-market that had some crazy volatility. And this one came up. I didn't find anything, FYI. I didn't find anything. There was nothing. One that I missed on this screener, though. One that I missed. And by the way, if you want to just go to that one, it's pre-market movers is the one that I have, and it's just up here under pre-market movers. You can find the thing, but it's the pre-market movers right now. You can see it's Palantir, Tesla, AMD, Meta. Pre-market top gainers, you can see IDXX is up 21%. And typically you can find things like on this page to trade. But one that I missed, Joby Aviation confirms deal. There was a rumor of this that was published. And I said, let me go look at Joby and Blade. Okay? Because Blade is the one that's being bought. And when I looked at Blade, I said, is there an opportunity for me to buy this in the pre-market? And there was. It was here at about 448. And you had confirmation but I had to start getting ready. Again, that was at 8 o'clock. I get on air at 8:30. I said, I don't want to get caught in a trade. So I didn't have time to do it. But if you're interested in stuff like that, again, the tools are there for you to do it. TrendSpider, you can set up an alert. You can set up a scan. That's what I was doing. But if you don't have a scan, again, use investing.com. Find the tools out there that will provide you the opportunity to do stuff like that. I try not to force trades. If it doesn't look good in the morning, I walk away. But I'm going to start doing these types of morning trades again because I want to pay for my effing vacation. So again, if you have any questions, it's all on Linktree, okay? linktr.ee/daily stock pick. And it's all there. You got TrendSpider, which is on sale. Go and get that one. You can get the 4-hour algorithm. They have plenty of strategies. Go and get a 2-week trial. Okay, 2-week trial. Go and see the charts. Go and download one of their strategies from the TrendSpider store. Go and try and use it. And then Seeking Alpha, the bundle. There's a bundle where you get premium and alpha picks together. It saves you $160. That's crazy good. Now, the third link is for, say you alpha picks, I don't want it. It's a portfolio. It tells me to buy and sell. I don't care about that. I want to do my own research. Well, if you want to do your own research, Seeking Alpha Premium has a free 7-day trial. Go and get the top 2025 stocks that should outperform in the second half. They are outperforming right now. And if you say, well, I don't want to do my own research, I just want a stock portfolio that's beating the S&P, go and get alpha picks or go and get Hamid's portfolio on Savvy Trader. Again, the point is you are in control. And remember, no matter what, all of these stocks that are way up, they're going to pull back if we see a downturn. If you're afraid, go and make a decision. I wind up buying when the market's fearful, I wind up buying. But my outlook is significantly long-term. So if you have any questions, hit me up, even on Linktree. You can go and my email address is right there on Linktree. Or you can just reply to the email that you get every day free from the newsletter. Okay, if you have any questions, I'll put the scans in the newsletter as well. There's only 3 today. There's only 3 because we had such a down day on Friday. But the markets are roaring back right now. Okay, Apple's up 1.4%. You got Palantir up 3%. Shopify's up 2%. The Qs are up 1%. Qualcomm up 1%. Again, buying on Friday was a good idea. There's a lot of money on the sidelines. Uber, which reports this week, which reports tomorrow. This one, good God. The 4-hour algorithm will have you in probably today. It's up 1%. This is a $100 stock. You're buying at 87. Do I know for sure that it's going to go up after earnings? No. The gap down here to 85, kind of filled. Not really. Maybe it's a bullish signal. But long term, this one is in a clear upward trajectory, using that 82 to potentially push higher. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.